Mingala and welcome to Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Here are the latest news and reports. First one on the briefing of 2nd Amyotha Hluttaw 14th regular session. Next, on the last day of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's sessions. A story coverage on our culture, our tradition, art exhibition. And the last report on the other side of Tiger Raft business. Now, before we get to the reports, why don't we have a look at what's happening in local news. State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi sent a message of greetings on the occasion of Kaying New Year Day. In her message, the State Councillor said, quote, Kaying nationals are ethnic nationals who have good qualities such as honesty, diligence, loyalty, and ability to perform tasks with decisiveness and effectiveness. She continued saying, quote, just like other citizens, Kaying ethnic nationals have seen and understood, based on their life experiences, the need to attain long-lasting and stable peace for national development. This is because Myanmar has suffered heavily the ravages of internal armed conflicts for many decades. As we walk on the path towards a democratic federal union, which is the goal of national reconciliation and union peace, we are walking hand in hand with fellow builders of the union in weal and woe. It is heartening to note that Kaying nationals have been working with the union government, meeting all difficulties and challenges by sharing views and having close consultations, looking ahead to a future after the 2020 elections, implementing step by step with pragmatic methods to create a stable path. Commander-in-Chief of Defense Services, Senior General May Aung Hlaing, joined Cardinal Charles Bo, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Myanmar, for Christmas celebrations at St. Mary's Cathedral in Pyidaungsu Township, Yangon on Wednesday. Cardinal Charles Bo said the blessing for the occasion and the Senior General made Christmas wishes. Senior General May Aung Hlaing then received Christmas gifts from Cardinal Charles Bo and handed over to him donation of 5 million kyats from the Damdor families. The ceremony concluded with exchange of Christmas gifts, Christmas wishes of Bishop John Sawyer Han, and lunch for Christmas feast. The Ministry of Hotels and Tourism launched QR code and beta version of digital concierge system at the Mandalay Tadau Airport on Wednesday. Union Minister Uo Mount and party held a meeting with members of local tourism committees, officials from Myanmar Tourism Federation and partner associations and hoteliers. The meeting focused on promoting the tourism industry of Myanmar with the use of digital technology, cooperation between the state and private sectors, synchronizing with e-government system and green services of the ministry. Officials on Tuesday seized an illegal consignment of teak weighing over 3 tons near the Bagoyo Mountain 12 miles village, Myochang, Sengkalan Road, Jabdaga Township in Bago region. A combined team of officials from the Forest Department and Forest Security Police conducted a search along Myochang, Sengkalan Road and flagged a suspected vehicle, but the vehicle's driver did not stop and drove away. The team found the vehicle near Baida Forest Reserve Area 85. The driver had fled the scene. When police officers searched the vehicle, they found 31 teak lumber weighing 3.023 tons. The teak and the vehicle were seized and brought to the Myochang Kayapu camp overnight. The police have filed a case under Section 43A of the Forest Law. Migratory birds have settled in some areas of the Ninai region for winter, and their migration is the very first time to this area. The fleets of these birds were found in some villages of the Ninai Township and Maotown Town. Officials from Forest Department said they will erect educative posters not to catch or kill these beneficial birds which eat harmful snails in the paddy fields. Migratory birds flew from Siberian plain of Russia and they normally settled in upper and central areas of Myanmar for winter. That's all with the local news, and here's a first report on Myanmar Today. The 2nd Amyotha Hluttaw 14th regular session held its last day on the 19th of December. The Hluttaw started from 4th of November, and on its last day, Hluttaw Speaker summarized the processes of the Hluttaw. Doras within reports.
From 4 November to 19 December of 2019, 2nd Amyotha Hluttaw 14th regular session was held for 18 days. On the 18th day, Amyotha Hluttaw Speaker Manwin Kaintan summarized the Hluttaw session and announced the successful completion of 14th regular session of Second Amyotha Hluttaw.
2019ခုနှစ်နိုဝင်ဘာလ4ရက်နေ့မှာစတင်ကျင်းပခဲ့တဲ့ဒုတိယကြိမ်မြို့သားလွှတ်တော်14ကြိမ်မြောက်ပုံမှန်စည်းဝေးဟာဒီကနေ့မှာပြီးဆုံးမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်
In question and answer session, there were 83 asterisk mark questions and 138 questions without asterisk mark raised by the Hluttaw representatives. Union-level institutions responded to the questions orally at the Hluttaw or by submitting the report. In the proposal submitting session, one proposal was recorded and 3 proposals were approved.
အဆိုတင်သွင်းခြင်းကဏ္ဍမှာဦးမေဦးပဲခူးတိုင်းဒေသကြီးမဲဆန္ဒနယ်အမှတ်6၏မွန်ပြည်နယ်မဲဆန္ဒနယ်အမှတ်6မှာဦးဖေတင်ကွယ်လွန်
Amyotha Hluttaw recorded the proposal of U Min U of Bago Region Constituency 6 concerning the condolences for the death of U Pei Din from Mon State Constituency 6. U Sa Kinzolin of Ayeyarwady Region Constituency 2 submitted the proposal to upgrade capacity, functions, and ethics of the Forest Department staff across the country through special trainings and installing the updated facilities and equipment by getting financial and technical support from international organizations. Dr. Kong Win Thao of Kachin State Constituency 11 submitted the proposal for proper rules and regulations to inspect tissue culture banana farming in Myanmar. Ugugunai of Sky Region Constituency 8 submitted the proposal for the respective ministries to define the unused lands or building areas as city land for urban and rural development as well as public development sectors. Hluttaw representatives discussed these proposals. The union-level institutions responded, and Amyotha Hluttaw approved the above proposals.
Hluttaw ရဲ့အဆုံးဖြတ်ရယူခြင်းတို့ကိုဆောင်ရွက်ခဲ့ပြီးအဆိုများကို Hluttaw ကအတည်ပြုခဲ့ပါတယ်
ယနေ့မျက်မှောက်ခေတ်မှာတစ်တော်ပြုံးတိခြင်းရဲ့ဆိုးကျိုးများအဖြစ်ရေကြီးရေရှမ်းမှုများငလင်လုံးမှုများရာသီဥတုပြောင်းလဲဆိုးဝါးလာမှုများနဲ့မိုးခေါင်ရေရှားမှုများ
As the effects of deforestation, we are encountering flood, earthquakes, climate change, drought, and unbalanced ecosystem resulting in difficult earning and living of the human beings. The reason we are feeling extreme temperature is because of the lesser forest area. Upgrading the capacity for the forest department staff is important for the conservation of the forest land. Therefore, I want to submit the proposal of encouraging the capacity, functions, and ethics of the forest department staff across the country through special trainings and installing updated facilities and equipment by getting financial and system support from international organizations.
In bill submitting session, Amyotha Hluttaw submitted the approved bills to Pyidaungsu Hluttaw as well as finally approved the edited version of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw. Among the bills submitted to Amyotha Hluttaw by Pyidaungsu Hluttaw, Amyotha Hluttaw sent back the edited versions and the presentation of Hluttaw representatives were submitted to the bill committee for the final decision as well. Amyotha Hluttaw also held the meetings for the committees found by the Amyotha Hluttaw.
Amyotha Hluttaw တွင်ဖွဲ့စည်းထားသည့်ကော်မတီများ၏လွှတ်တော်အစည်းအဝေးကာလတွင်ဆောင်ရွက်ခဲ့သည့်ကော်မတီအစည်းအဝေးများ
After wishing the Hluttaw representatives a pleasant journey back to their constituencies and to increasingly serve for the people in their respective constituencies as well as for the country, Amyotha Hluttaw speaker concluded the last day of second Amyotha Hluttaw 14 regular session.
နိုင်ငံတော်ရဲ့အကျိုးကိုစတဲ့တပူထမ်းဆောင်နိုင်ကြပါစေကြောင်းဆုမွန်ကောင်းတောင်းအပ်ပါတယ်အားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်
That's all about the briefing of second Amyotha Hluttaw 14 regular session. This is Dora Swissing from MI Radio.
That's a report on the briefing of second Amyotha Hluttaw 14th regular session. Alright, it's time now to check on the weather forecast in Myanmar. It's a pleasant weather with plenty of sun in Yangon, but the air quality will be unhealthy for sensitive groups during the day. Expect highest temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and the lowest of 18 degrees Celsius. In Amyotha, it's a beautiful weather with sunny to partly cloudy conditions during the day. Expect highest temperature of 27 degrees Celsius and the lowest of 17 degrees Celsius. In Mandalay, it's going to be mostly cloudy and not as warm. A shower in spots in the afternoon. Expect highest temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and the lowest of 16 degrees Celsius at night. Well, we have another report coming up, and then we check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. The second time, 14th regular session of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw came to an end on December 20th, and the Speaker of the Hluttaw, Uti Kumyat, gave the conclusion speech urging the representatives to work for the interests of the public, keeping sincere heart and honesty in mind. Williamson will tell us more.
The second time 14th regular session of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw came to its end on 20th of December after 15 days of meeting. On the last day of the meeting, Hluttaw representatives cast their votes on whether to approve or disapprove the amendment of bills related to the 5th Amendment Bill on Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's election, the 5th Amendment Bill on Amyotha Hluttaw's election law, and also for the 5th Amendment Bill on the states and regions Hluttaw election laws were recorded on the last day of the meeting. One of the most important issues discussed in the last day of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw was there's misunderstanding among Hluttaw representative and Bill Amendment Committee in Rural Area Development Bill. The Amendment Bill for Rural Area Development Bill approved by both Pyidaungsu Hluttaw and Amyotha Hluttaw were both disapproved by Bill Amendment Committee. The reason for rejecting the approval is that Bill Amendment Committee rejected the proposal of including the same number of women as men in forming committee for any kind of rural area development committee. However, the amendment was passed as it was amended by Bill Amendment Committee to not include women as the same number of men. It was decided with the majority votes were cast in favor of the decision of Bill Amendment Committee. Speaking at Pyidaungsu Hluttaw as a conclusion message, Pyidaungsu Hluttaw Speaker Uti Kumyat said,
Pyidaungsu Hluttaw ကိုယ်စားလှယ်များခင်ဗျာ2019ခုနှစ်နိုဝင်ဘာလ4ရက်နေ့ကစပြီးကျင်းပပြုလုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့ဒုတိယအကြိမ်ပြည်ထောင်စုလွှတ်တော်14ကြိမ်မြောက်ပုံမှန်အစည်းအဝေးဟာမကြာခင်အချိန်အတွင်းမှာ
The regular session of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw, which commenced on 4th November as its second time 14th regular session, has finally come to end on its 15th day with the last day of meeting. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the representatives who have taken part actively and participated in this meeting. As we have already released the upcoming Hluttaw session for the year 2020, I hope that the upcoming session will be a fruitful and productive session for all the respected departments in the area. I also would like to give a message of responsibility well and collaborate with each other, especially when it comes to amending the bill. For the development of the local body, so far only 49 townships have received the budget for the development program. Therefore, I would like to urge all the representatives to hurry in bringing this matter to Hluttaw so that your respective areas will soon receive development project budget on time. As we are in the process of transition into democratic federal nation, I pray that all the representatives take part in the process with sincere heart and true honesty. As we are all the representatives of the public, we are always accountable to the public for the amending of better laws, for economic growth and basic development of all the people. I bid my goodbye with the wish of meeting you all in the good health in the upcoming Hluttaw session.
This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's a report on the last day of Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's sessions. And now we have an information on currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,493 Jats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 213 Jats. 1 euro is at 1,655 Jats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,923 Jats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,101 Jats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 360 Jats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 Jats, and the Indian rupee is at 20 Jats. Gold is trading at $1,503. Silver is at $17. And Brent crude oil is at $61. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 11,500. MTSH is at 3,850. MCB is at 8,200. FPB remains at 22,500. TMH remains at 2,950. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can go onto our website at miradio.com.mm and catch many other great programs of MI Radio on the website. We're also running on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Alternatively, you can download our app on both iOS and Android platforms. It's easy to search. Just type in Myanmar INTL Radio and you'll find the app. Download it on your devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. An art exhibition of two artists, Pyidaungsu and Myanmar, is being held under the theme Our Culture, Our Tradition at 43rd Art Gallery, Yangon, from 25th to 29th of December. The exhibition showcases paintings of traditional and cultural scenarios and beliefs around the country. DJ Zin reports.
The 43 Art Gallery hosts the art exhibition of two artists, artist Pyidaungsu and artist Myanmar, who are the alumni of the State School of Fine Arts, under the theme Our Culture, Our Tradition. According to the title, the gallery showcases Myanmar traditional and cultural scenarios, including the traditional living style, ancient places, cultures in rural areas, and religious scenarios.
We, the two artists of today's show, have created these paintings long time ago. We usually go on excursion with our students from the State School of Fine Arts. We visit the ancient sites of Myanmar annually. I got ideas on such kind of trip and I want to display them to the public. Our purpose of today's exhibition is to show Myanmar tradition and culture, giving some sorts of feeling from it and to give thoughts through this painting.
Most of the paintings are watercolor and over 60 paintings are displayed in the art exhibition.
We have the record when we go on excursion, but I add my imagination on this physical record when I'm drawing. I don't want to display the scenes created by the camera, but want to show the art which deeper thoughts to the observers. Most of the paintings are breathtaking views of our country, which includes the ancient sites and rural areas are full of Myanmar culture. In some paintings, I display the paintings of era when the clothing style in Yangon was about to change. It is to record the remembrance of the past.
Other artists also came and enjoyed the art exhibition, and one of the observers, artist Amyotha, said that.
I came to this art exhibition full of scenes of tradition and culture since I'm also the artist, usually drawing the traditional paintings. As the paintings or traditions become lesser in number, the young adults are not quite aware of the traditional stuff, such as they don't know the difference between Naga, dragon, and Naya, mythical animal. They can learn our traditional beliefs through paintings. I love to draw the traditional paintings to present our Myanmar cultural and traditional stuff, and I see the paintings of the two artists which are exhibited here and are so admirable.
The art exhibition will be run from 25th to 29th December during 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 43 Art Gallery, Yangon.
There are a lot to learn from the traditional paintings. Our tradition, culture, and arts have existed since a long time ago. I want to advise the young generation that you can discover a lot from our ancient tradition and culture. You can create incredible stuff by combining the ancient tradition and modern ideas. If you come to our art exhibition, the observers will get some sort of feeling on Myanmar ancient heritage.
ကြည့်ဖို့ဖိတ်ခေါ်ပါတယ်လာကြည့်ဖို့ဖိတ်ခေါ်ကြပါ
That's all about our culture, our tradition art exhibition. This is Thora Swison from MI Radio.
That's a report on our culture, our tradition art exhibition. And here's the last report on the other side of Tiger Raft business. Tiger Raft fishery, which was reportedly facing backlash from the public last month for its allegedly exploitation of labor, has another side of story from the business persons who actually run this business. According to the report by some of the Tiger Raft business persons, this industry is struggling financially, which might contribute to some kind of exploitation at work. Wilson has the details.
Tiger Raft, which took the people by surprise in last month after a university student was rescued from reported forced labor on the raft for months, has another side of story from the business person who actually ran this fishery business. After the rescue university student was brought back to home, it was reported that Tiger Raft fishery business has been committing human trafficking and forced labor for fishing. Another important thing about this forced labor on Tiger Raft is that it is not just a university student. Some other people who have left fishing work on Tiger Raft also give their testimony of similar incidents. After all these reports give a negative image to the fishery industry, and the fishery businesses were quite worried that it would affect their business in the international market. As Pyidaungsu is one of the most important places in Myanmar for fishery industry, this is also the place where most of the big fishery businesses are based, and especially when it comes to Tiger Raft. And most of the fishery business persons from this town are not happy about the reports on social media regarding Tiger Raft, and they want to tell their side of Tiger Raft fishery business. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw, who runs Tiger Raft fishery business, said,
The
reason for us why we need more labor is initially we only had a small number of Tiger Rafts running this whole region, but the number of Tiger Raft started to increase along with the demand of labor force. Then what happened is the labor force from this local area alone is not enough, and this is where the brokers get involved in getting labor for us. And sometimes the brokers bring human resources from areas such as Dawei, Rakhine, and Yangon. The labor shortage is not the result of exploitation as it has been reported, but it is due to the increasing number of Tiger Rafts. But what usually happens here is that the workers who worked with us last year mostly come back to us for the same work. For me, as a business person, every time a worker completes his 7 to 8 months long work, I provide the acknowledgement certificate to make sure he can easily find another related job if he wishes to.
But according to some of the business person, they are not willing to pass on this Tiger Raft business to their children, saying that this is very hard to run the business. Many of the business person are not doing well, but run their business with loan. Therefore, they are not willing to risk the future of their children. That is why they send their children to university to chase for other professionals. Speaking on the difficulty Tiger Raft business face, Pyidaungsu Hluttaw also explains furthermore.
Look, but I'm a so gone is she there. Look, I see Male, a so gone she. Luraizura, a man, to look at Kona Lugan.
Sometimes we get conned by the workers. Not everybody is bad. Sometimes we also encounter the bad workers. There are times when the workers take the money from one business person and run away without working and take money from another business person again. This all happens because we have a system. We pay the workers in advance before going to work, and this also results in negative ways. Many of the business persons have lost their businesses and ran out of money and get bankrupted. But people think all the business persons are doing well and rich, but it is not like that, and many of us are financially struggling.
However, Most of the business persons who run tiger Raft fishery don't deny that there is some kind of exploitation, but they say it is due to less educated workers and employers. This is Williamson for MI Radio.
And that's all the reports on Myanmar Today. Time to look at the world from the international landscape now. Thousands of people in Russia have protested against plans to introduce tighter restrictions on the internet. A mass rally in Moscow and similar demonstrations in 2 other cities were called after Parliament backed the controversial bill last month. The government says the bill, which allows it to isolate Russia's internet service from the rest of the world, will improve cybersecurity. But campaigners say it is an attempt to increase censorship and stifle dissent. Activists say more than 15,000 people gathered in Moscow on Sunday, which is double the estimate given by the police. Some protesters chanted slogans such as "Hands off the internet" and "No to isolation," while others gave speeches on large stage. In other news, the Pope has prayed for a softening of stony and self-centered hearts to help end injustice in the world in his Christmas Day message. From the Vatican balcony, Pope Francis spoke of walls of indifference being put up to people fleeing hardship in the hope of finding a better life. The Pope prayed for those hit by conflict, natural disasters and disease, listing several countries. He singled out parts of Africa where Christians had been killed. Speaking under a clear blue sky to thousands crowded into St. Peter's Square, the Pope urged, quote, "Comfort to those who are persecuted for their religious faith, especially missionaries and members of the faithful who have been kidnapped, and to the victims of attacks by extremist groups, particularly in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Nigeria." An attack on Christmas Eve in Burkina Faso left 35 people dead, most of them women. Hundreds of people have been killed in the country over the past few years, mostly by jihadist groups. British Sign Language is receiving an astronomical update thanks to a unique collaboration between a space scientist and a group of deaf astronomers. The University of Leeds-based astrophysicist found that there were no signs for terms describing the latest discoveries in the world of astronomy, so she has decided to help create them.
It's a field of science that's rapidly advancing and needs new language to be able to communicate these new discoveries. I found it personally really so exciting that I could actually design a sign myself together with them. I could input into what the sign will be, and the sign will be there forever in the British Sign Language. So wow, I found that amazing. Exoplanet.
And that's a wrap on today's Myanmar Today. Thanks for joining me on this festive period. I'm Henry Zin. We'll catch up with you again.